Good afternoon. This is Susan, and this is Susan's Ramblings. I am making a slight deviation from what I told you yesterday. I told you I was going to do waste foods. However, the more I thought about it, the longer I thought about it, I decided to give you my list of what I will be buying within the next month or 6 weeks based on what is happening in the world today. Okay, I have a list of, I believe, 16 things. Started out with 10, then I went up a little more and a little more. And anyway, I'm up to 16, I believe now. I'm going to quit. I've combined some of these ingredients and some of these things, and so okay. The first one I'm going to concentrate on is wheat. You know, we've only got 10 weeks left of wheat in the whole world. 10 weeks, that's 2 months, a little over 2 months. That means by the end of summer there will be no wheat available for us. And especially with the drought and the problems our farmers are having, there will be no wheat unless Russia decides to let us have some of their wheat. But I wouldn't count on that. Anyway, wheat. That means your flour, all your flour, cake mixes, muffin mixes, cookie mixes, crackers, pasta, any kind of pasta you can get. Some of these things are in short supply in the stores already. And they're expensive, I know they are. But they're going to be more expensive in the future. So get them now if you have the means to do it. That doesn't mean you go out and you borrow $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 worth of $2,000, $3,000 to buy your foods. That doesn't mean that at all. What I'm meaning is if you have any extra, put it aside in wheat or any of these other things that I'm talking about. And believe me, I've got a very limited budget, very limited income. And if I can do it, anybody can do it, okay? So it'd be the pastas. Let's see what else I've got. I'm looking at my lists. My pastas, my macaroni and cheeses, my Knorr pasta. You can add anything to these pasta mixes or pasta packages, and such as chicken or tuna or even hot dogs if that's all you have. Vegetables can be added to them, and you can have a full meal out of a simple package of pasta. Okay, baking mixes, your pancake mixes, all that kind of stuff. That stuff that's made out of flour, out of wheat, and believe me, wheat is in just about everything nowadays. So stack up on those. The next one would be potatoes. This one just gets me. They tell us we have a potato shortage in the United States, yet they exported I don't know how many tons of potatoes to Mexico. That just doesn't make any sense to me. I'm sorry. And yet our farmers, our potato farmers, don't have the seed to put the crop in. And they're hoping to get some, the Idaho farmers are hoping to get some seed potatoes from Maine. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense, does it? Anyway, the potatoes. Either fresh potatoes, and boy, they're expensive. I will do the fresh potatoes to be dehydrated or canned. I've frozen potatoes, such as your hash browns and so forth. Buy them and dehydrate them. Packages of potatoes, such as your scallop potatoes, your au gratin potatoes, that kind of stuff. Sweet potatoes. Your potato pouches. You know, you can use all that stuff as a basis of a meal. And you add a little bit of everything to it, and you've got a full meal. Potato pouches. Use it as a basis for potato soup or something like that. Sweet potatoes. They're very, very economical, and they're good for you. Sweet potatoes, you can also, and flour, and regular potatoes too, you can also dehydrate them and powder them, and you then substitute them for flour. Okay? Another thing that is going to be hard and difficult for us, eggs. I buy eggs all the time yet. I freeze them or I dehydrate them. To dehydrate them, I cook them first, scramble them, and I cook them, and then I dehydrate them, and then I powder them. That, to me, is the best way to do it. Of course, I have to use them for scrambled eggs. So that's why I freeze other eggs. Also, I know they cost a lot. The last batch I bought cost me 23 cents an egg. But it is still a very cheap protein. And it has one of the highest protein nutrients of all the proteins you can buy. So if you have one egg a day, one egg in the morning with a couple slices of bread, it's going to fill you up until noon. And then you can go from that. And it will give you the nutrition that you need. Okay. Next one, number 4, I've got meats. All kinds of meats. Canned meats, chicken, turkey, pork, beef, all kinds of fish. Tuna, salmon, clams, oysters, crab, shrimp. You can take a few potatoes and the small can of clams and make yourself some soup. Clam chowder. Very easy to make. Buy them if you have to. If you get a good deal on meats, buy them and can them yourself. Now I have chicken waiting in the refrigerator for me to can tomorrow. I also have ground beef that was on sale this week for less than $4 a pound, and that's in the freezer. And that will be canned sometime next week, hopefully. So if you find those kind of bargains, buy them and can them yourself. And if you can them yourself, any of these cans, any of these meats that you can eat, ready to eat. You open it up and you eat it. You might not like it without heating it, but it can be done in an emergency. All right, number 5, I've got milk. Canned milk, powdered milk, shelf-stable milk. It can be drank, you can drink it, or it can be used for cooking or baking. You can make cheeses out of it. There's all kinds of videos on making cheeses from milk. Your cream can also be bought in cans. Your sweetened condensed milk. You can do with everything. It can also be canned, they say. I've never tried it, but it can be done. And you've got videos on that too. Rice. Rice is rice. I am giving a class sometime in June on all the different ways of using rice. And it'll be given to my people in my apartment complex. And I have found all kinds of recipes. And I'm not just talking casserole or hot dishes with different meats or so forth in it. I'm talking other ones. I've got one, and I tried to get recipes that would use up also the ingredients that we get in our senior boxes, which is we've been getting a lot of spinach. I don't know why, but we're getting a lot of cans of spinach. So I found a recipe for spinach, and unless tell them there's spinach in it, there's no way they're going to know there's spinach in it. They're not going to taste it, and they're sure not going to see it. I found a recipe to make mock corn dogs out of rice, to use the rice instead of a batter, corn batter. for hot dogs. Um, they've asked me for a glorified rice. So all those different things are kinds of rices, and that's what I'll be giving classes on this next month. All right, another thing that we have are oats. You ground it into flour. Rice can be ground into flour too. It, also your farinas, your cream of wheats, your grits, your cornmeal, all those kind of grains that you need. Or get some hard wheat berries. I haven't gotten any of those. I pray I don't need them. I don't know. We'll figure it out, huh? Number 8, beans. All kinds of beans. There again, they get old and they don't work for food. You can flour them and use them for flour. They've also got lots and lots of protein. And did you know that green peas have the highest protein of any food available? Green peas. Number 9, fruits and vegetables. Canned, frozen, all kinds. There again, fresh. If I buy fresh, it will be dehydrated or canned. We're going into the gardening season, finally here in South Dakota. It's been a long haul, all right? And so we're getting our gardens going, and then I will be canning a lot of vegetables. I won't be freezing them because if the power grid goes down, we've lost them. But up until the time I'm able to can the fresh vegetables, I am buying frozen, and I am dehydrating them. All the work is done for you. All you do is buy them, put them on your trays, dehydrate them, do whatever you want with it. Anyway, one of the best investments I ever made was a dehydrator. So if you haven't got one, I would strongly suggest that you get one. It is a very economical investment, and it will pay you back for years and years. In fact, I saw one in Walmart the other day that was only $55. And that was the brand that I started out with, and it lasted me 25 years. So they last forever if you treat them right. Okay, another thing I would strongly suggest you get is a food saver. We vacuum seal all these food, and that gives them a longer shelf life. So we don't have to look at our flour going bad in, I think they say a year. But we can extend it up to 5 years if we vacuum seal it. So it's all those little things that we have to do to make sure we survive and our families survive. All right, in my dehydrator right now, I have blueberries, I have onions. I have 2 dehydrators, by the way. So the blueberries aren't with the onions, okay? I've got blueberries in one and apples. Blueberries and apples in one. And in the other one, I've got peppers, cauliflower, onions. Man, it's kind of a California blend is what I've got, okay? That's in my second dehydrator. And those are going, dry dehydrators are running almost 24/7. This batch will be done. I spend a lot of my time, days, moving the products from one dehydrators to the packaging, or from getting them ready for the dehydrators. Spend a lot of my days and a lot of time doing that. But it will be well worth it in the future. And I love it. Okay? Buy whatever kind of fruits or vegetables you can find on sale. Now, around our area, we had strawberries on sale. And I got 8 pounds of them. Now, you might think 8 pounds is nothing. But when you start putting you put jam together, or that kind of stuff, it's enough for me and my family, okay? So that's all that counts. I'm not in for 50 or 60 pounds of it, and my budget wouldn't stand it, okay? But I can buy a little bit at a time and gradually build it up. And that's how I've done all my food supply. I buy one or two extras a time. Or I've really stepped it up these past few months, and I'm buying more than one or two. But that's how I started, and that's how I have built up my pantry, so that I have for myself a whole year's worth of food. And if you consider my family, we will have 6 months of food. So that's not too bad, is it? Okay, just on a very limited and a budget that is less than $10,000 a year. And I did it. And if I can do it, you can do it. The next one, instant coffee. That is in short supply. Because from what I understand, the coffee beans got frozen out or they dried out or something or other. Anyway, that's what's going on there. Buy instant coffee, it lasts forever. Another investment that I've made is a French press coffee. A French coffee press. I don't know what you call it. Anyway, it presses the coffee down. And it's it wasn't too inexpensive. Most of you would consider it inexpensive. It was an investment for me. But anyway, I can have my coffee anytime then, as long as I have my water, hot water, and my coffee. And I don't have to worry about it. Another thing to consider is tea. I have plenty of teas. You get all these herbal teas. That's what I have. I have plain black and I have plain green. But I also have all the herbal teas. The one for sleep. There's different ones, for ginger ones for your stomach. All those different kinds of herbal teas that you may have in a medical emergency when there is no doctors around. Okay, the next one I've got, tomato products. Whoops. Yes, I know that is in the vegetables, but I consider it differently. Tomato powder I buy. Yes, that's about the only thing I buy in I shouldn't say that. I have stocked up on the number 10 can these past couple years, but tomato powder is one that I have. Tomato paste, tomato sauces, any of these spaghetti sauces, pasta sauces, diced tomatoes, any of those kind of things. That's the vegetable I use the most in my cooking. And if you buy pasta sauces, also consider buying the Alfredo sauces. They make a good change. And I like Alfredo and shrimp. Alfredo and chicken. Or add the Alfredo to the regular pasta mixes. Salsa, any kind of tomato product that you may use. It always, you can always use them. They won't expire. But then again, don't buy anything you don't eat. If you don't eat it, it's just money wasted. It'll stay on the shelf and that'll be it. So don't do that. The next one I've got is sugar and sugar alternatives. Diabetic sugar ones. I don't know what they're called or how you go by there, but I got a daughter that's diabetic, so we have to have those. Honey, maple syrup, any kind of syrup. All those sugar alternatives. And you need it for baking, for cooking, for almost anything. Butter is in short supply, and it will become even scarcer. That's because our farmers are not milking anymore. Or there farmers that would supply us with the milk. In fact, a lot of the big corporations that use milk aren't making butter anymore. They make cheeses instead. So it's going to be short supply. In short supply. Get what you can as cheap as you can. Freeze it. And if you don't freeze it, melt it in your oven and make jus. Jus was last on your shelves forever. By the way, you can also can milk. You can can cheeses. You can can almost anything. It might not be USDA approved, but in this situation, we have to make choices. Either we preserve it so we have it later, or we let it go to waste. And I am willing to take that chance. But it's my kitchen, my rules, and it's that way for you. If you choose not to do it, that's fine. If you choose to do it, that's fine also. I am not telling you either way. My choice is to can it. Okay, the next one. Salt. Iodized salt, plain salt, canning salt, kosher salt, sea salt, Himalaya pink salt, any kind of salt you can get. Canning salt, I don't know if I said that. Can be used for so many different things. And if need be, we can preserve our meat with it. We can preserve our vegetables with it. We can use it for preservation, not just for taste. Okay. The next one I've got is oils and shortenings. Lard. Coconut oil. Those kind of things. Shortening, crystal, oil, the cooking oil. I keep dropping this, so you're gonna go, what's going on here? Okay, that kind of stuff. If you get bacon, save your bacon grease. That is a very good flavoring agent. In fact, potatoes and eggs put into bacon grease, you can't beat them, okay? Alright, and my last thing is seeds. Even though the gardening season has started, some of you are way advanced in that endeavor than what I am up here. But seeds, there is almost no way we are going to be able to save, to store enough food in order to get past more than a year or two. Eventually, we're going to run out of food. And those seeds are going to be like gold. So buy those seeds. Put them aside. Make sure you have them. You can also, take seeds from your own food, from the foods that you buy. Or you can regrow some of these foods that you buy. Anything. But make sure you have enough seeds so that you can make your own garden, so you can grow your own food. Yeah. Alright, that's it. I know it got to be a long one today. Those are my things that I will be concentrating on within the next month or 6 weeks. Don't try to do it all at once. Just do it a few things at a time. And eventually you'll get it filled up. And I know it's a big list. But I also have a year's supply already. And this is just extra insurance, okay? So, yeah, 1 or 2 things at a time. That's all you have to do. I pray your pantries are filled, more than that, so you can just rotate back and forth. Anyway, that's what I'm doing. I'll see you tomorrow. God bless you. Bye-bye.